Good morning, good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of Random Trek. I am your captain, Christopher Ingle, joined as always by my first officer, Commander Brennan, the Mystical Mar. Brennan, how are we this week?
Can Grudge be on our ship?
I love Grudge. Grudge is a queen.
Yes, I grunt the cat. Yay.
Oh, this week we are taking a look at the series finale of Star Trek Discovery, Season 5, Episode 10, Life Itself, a culmination of thought actually was a pretty good series. It gave us a lot. Season, I mean. Sorry, I went British there for a second. Pretty good season. Brennan, what did you think of this one going in?
Yeah, I think that the season 5 of Discovery was really good. I think the show overall, has been up and down. But I think overall, it's a success and I miss it.
I do too. I wanted it to keep going, and I think they had plans to keep it going, but decided against it. And it's now becoming the new standard for New Trek is the idea of 5 seasons, which also
Hmm.
is happening to Strange New Worlds. But 50 episodes is nothing to sneeze at, and they've been very good quality overall. So, but life itself. So the finale. So we open up. Burnham and Moll enter the portal. Uh, they're in this higher dimension that exists within the portal. And each of these portals kind of go to a different world. And what we see is that these are all different environments and different worlds that could have been seeded and created and used to help create life. Burnham convinces Moll after a really good fight sequence uh, to work together. Meanwhile, Book and Culber end up taking a shuttle out to the portal because it's trapped in what is becoming quickly the gravity well of a black hole or something to that extent. Two black holes, technically. But they've got to keep it from going in so Burnham can get out, and they can't beam him out. So the only way to do it is to tractor beam him. And they are fighting for their lives. But Culber has this sense, this knowledge that he inherited from Janal when he took on the symbiote, or at least the spirit of the symbiote. Anyway, um, so Saru convinces there's a lot going on. Saru is on his way as well, and he is trying to convince the Breen leader to Hall to stay away. She's sending a group of 3 very powerful dreadnoughts to intercept. And if that happens, it's game over. No one's going to win. He convinces Hall to stay away through some very action Saru things, which I absolutely love. He gives a great speech here, one of the high moments of this episode. Meanwhile, Burnham and Moll do end up finding the place where the technology is stored. Moll attempts to activate it, but she does the code wrong, and it starts to cause some serious problems. Burnham gets her away and figures out the puzzle and activates it correctly, activating the memory of the previous progenitor that was there, says that they are there waiting for her. And they are going to teach her how to use this technology to be able to seed life and to continue this work. Um, Now, in the end, Burnham realizes that the technology can't bring Locke back. They could genetically reconfigure him, but they cannot restructure memory. It won't work. So Burnham quickly realizes, this is a lot of power. What am I supposed to do with it? And the progenitor tells her, that's up to you. The decision is yours. And I'm here to teach you right now, later, or maybe never. Leaving the choice of what to do up to Burnham. Burnham chooses to leave with Moll uh, just as the Discovery crew decides to pull a really cool effect. They need to get the remaining dreadnought and scout ship that are there out of there because they're going to go after the portal. So Discovery saucer separates, goes between the ships, and activates the spore drive, and anything in between them is spored away in a really cool effect. I really enjoyed this. And it does. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, it's really cool maneuver.
Yeah. Burnham ends up deciding that anyone should control the progenitor technology and orders the portal released into one of the black holes. And that's how that part ends. Weeks later, we see the crew attending the wedding of Saru and Tarina. Yay!
President's training.
Can we ship them as Serena? Is that doable?
Yeah, that works. That works.
Yeah. So the wedding of Serena, which I'm so happy to see. Burnham and Book confess their love for each other and that they want to be together again. But she gets one more mission from Kovich. Kovich wants to talk again. Kovich talks to her, and we finally see Kovich's office, and there are a lot of familiar items on Kovich's shelves. And in talking, we find out that Kovich is actually a time-traveling operative by the name of Agent Daniels.
Agent Daniels, oh boy.
Same Agent Daniels from Star Trek Enterprise. It's great. And he even offers Moll a job. So Moll is taken care of. So we fast forward years later and we see Burnham as an admiral, and they have a son, Captain Leto, who is there to pick up his mom for one final mission. They go out to space dock, to Archer space dock, and we discover that Discovery is being restored to its 23rd century appearance. And is going to be taken to a specific location where Zora is going to be waiting as a part of a new Red Directive mission. Now, this was an attempt to connect to a short trek that happened way early in Discovery's run,
yes,
where we saw Zora, the ship, all by herself, and somebody came on. And everybody's been wondering, when did this happen? When did this happen? Now we know that it is part of something that happened in the future. Why she's there, I have no idea. What the mission is, I have no idea. Why they had to change her back to her original formation, I have no idea. But that's how they decided to end the series, is going off on that one final adventure to take Zora where she needs to be. And that is the end of Star Trek Discovery. Brennan, what did you think of this let's look at this way. In terms of Star Trek finales, how did this come off to you?
I think we've seen stronger. I think arguably the best Star Trek finale might be a tie between The Next Generation and Deep Space Nine.
Mm-hmm.
All Good Things and What You Leave Behind are incredible episodes.
Yeah.
They're still decent, more like the Voyager finale. A decent end. Um, Not bad by any means, but maybe not the best.
It was rushed. And we know production wise, it was rushed. Discovery was not planning on the 5th season being their last season. And they started production and had already done all the writing. And then, Paramount said, hey, we're pulling the plug. So they had to hastily change what direction they were going to go in.
There is one thing this finale does right, though. And that is, it gives you, or at least it gave me, the emotional payoff of the characters that I felt. Story-wise, that's another debate there.
I really like that everyone had a chance to do something powerful here. Burnham making the choice that she did, also being the one to see off Zora in the end. I really, really love our first officer. Rayner is a
Rayner,
character that I
what a great
enjoyed
character.
so
Yes.
thoroughly. And Rayner taking command and trusting his crew and asking his crew to trust him was the character arc he needed. Because
Most
this
few
guy,
years have given us Rayner and um Shaw, William Shaw.
mhm, yeah,
I was
uh,
gonna call him Captain Stashwick, but that's not his name.
you met him. Did you get to meet him?
No, I don't know Todd Stashwick. I would love to.
He was at, I know he was at the last GalaxyCon.
Yeah.
I asked. Um, but yeah, it was just so great to see everybody have their moment. Saru, to get to see action Saru one last time
Oh
and to see him
yes.
married, and it's just so
We all love
enjoyable.
Doug Jones, don't we? We all
Oh,
love
I
Doug
love Doug
Jones.
Jones. Saru easily is one of the top five best created Star Trek characters ever.
Yeah.
He's
Also,
fascinating.
at
And
the end, we got to see Olo and Detner again,
mhm, yep,
right?
they're all back.
Which was really fun.
And it's not an impossibility that some of them may be seen again in Star Trek or Starfleet Academy.
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
We do know that Reno is coming back.
We love
We know
Reno. We love
Tilly
Reno.
obviously is coming back. Admiral Vance, he's coming back.
Well, you call it Admiral?
Have you never heard this before?
No. Oh, you
I
know
call
what's funny? I saw him in another a movie I was watching this week.
yeah,
The 1999 The Mummy.
he is. Yeah, yeah. I like him better in Mummy too.
Yeah.
Which gun do you prefer? Well, I prefer the Thompson machine gun. Oh, okay, well,
And I'm like, hey, it's Admiral Vance.
but yeah, no, I don't remember where I heard it, but I adopted it. Admiral Vance, because for a while I was wondering whether he was a bad guy or not, but he's turned out
Yeah.
to be a really
Yeah.
cool guy. And I think when it was him and Tilly on the bridge of Starfleet headquarters,
Hmm.
and they were trying to keep it safe. Um, I think that was kind of the point I adopted Admiral Vance, because he's just I love this guy. This guy is not a by the book admiral. I love him to death. So yeah,
Love,
Admiral Vance.
I love that we get Stamets gets a good ending.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then
Obviously,
the
I keep forgetting their name. The
which
Trill.
one? Tall,
Tom,
gray.
they get a nice and Hugh Goldberg gets some great stuff here.
Mm-hmm. Cronenberg is Kovich.
Oh
I
yes,
wanted more, and actually for to find out that he's Daniels, that was actually a very good touch.
yes.
It gave us closure on that this guy has been a part of it for a long time.
Conan, look at those glasses.
But it also leaves it open for more intermediary stories, which I
Hmm.
like, because now essentially Burnham is unavailable for red missions when needed. And we've got Moll, and like, even if these were like audiobooks, similar to what Doctor Who did or does, they're audiobooks or you just written stories or things like that. I do like that the potential for more from the Discovery crew is still there.
Yeah, and I think in terms of the emotional chaos of the characters, this felt really good.
Yeah, no, emotionally, it was good. They did a great job with it. The whole thing is rushed. Don't get me wrong. It is. But at least we had the time to say goodbye.
Hey, oh, a nice little Carol Burnett show reference.
Thank you. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed, and the thing with the progenitors, this whole season feels like such a payoff that there's more. And then the revelation that the progenitors did not create this technology, that it just
Mm.
opened up more questions that will never be answered, because
And
the technology is gone. It's gone, it's away. And that is an interesting question I'd like to pose to you. Did Burnham do the right thing, considering what potential that technology could do for good?
I think so. I think it's the classic case that it was just too dangerous for anyone to have it.
I think it was a little stereotypical. I
A
want to
little bit,
see
yeah.
I want to see the good guy do the right thing. In this way, I would have loved to have seen Burnham become, in a way, like a Cisco-like figure.
Interesting,
Burnham,
yeah.
Burnham is going to stay, but can do so many things with this technology and learn and really explore those senses of humanity through being able to create.
Oh, you just gave me an idea.
Hmm,
What if the technology was created by the prophets, the Bajoran prophets?
it's possible. It is
Can you
very
imagine if
possible.
she had run into Cisco? Oh my gosh.
Except Avery Brooks won't come back. But wouldn't that have been great? We want him to come back. Avery, please, somehow, please come back. Although, if he only came back now, I'm going, where have you been, dude? Where have you been?
No, I think, for me, I think even though it is a bit stereotypical, I think she did the right thing because the nature of all the species that we've encountered in Star Trek, including humans, is that we are all corruptible creatures.
True.
And giving anyone, even if someone as good as Burnham, it's like the ring from Lord of the Rings.
I
Nobody
I
can have that technology and not lose it, I
I
think.
see where you're coming from, but I counter you with this. I don't believe that the technology was created with any intention other than for good. I really, really, really do.
Hmm.
The
Hmm.
ring was created with evil and hate. And so while
That's
the
a good
intention
point.
to use
It's a
evil
good
for
point.
good is easy to corrupt, though I do understand that this could have been used wrong, I would like to think that the benefits outweigh the risks and that Burnham is wise enough, considering everything that she's ever gone through, that she would be the perfect one to make this decision. And when you've got a moral compass behind you, like Saru, it was a no-brainer to me. Now I get it.
It's a fair
The I
point. It's a fair
the
point.
the idea of the hero doing the noble thing, and that's what the avenue they took here, and I understand that, and story wise it makes sense and I get it. If I were to do it, I would have liked to have seen what else she would have done with it and
It would be an
continued all of
interesting
that.
question of what could you do with that technology?
A true exploration of existence. Think about that.
Yeah,
What is existence, to get to understand
I
that.
mean, that's true. That's what Q says to the card at the end of all good things is
Mhm,
it's not about, mapping nebula or studying stellar phenomenon.
mhm.
It's
It's
about
about the
expanding the possibilities of the mind.
exactly, exactly.
Or
And
of existence, I think, are his exact
could
words.
you imagine that this technology is powerful enough that it can notice the Q? Again, a story on the side that I'm thinking of. I would love Burnham having a conversation with Q.
That would be interesting, yes.
Oh, but all that being said,
But it is a great moral question.
yeah. Um,
And
but I
Star
will,
Trek likes to pose those kind of questions.
yeah, I will say though, in the end, while the ending was emotionally nice and fulfilling, I still feel it was rushed. I still feel that that is the major problem with this. Is it was rushed, it was pushed, it shouldn't have. I wish it wasn't. And I do wish we had a sixth season. I really, 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 really do.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean,
I
I'm gonna miss these characters. I mean, I already do miss them, but
mhm. They're great characters,
miss the
fabulous.
characters. I mean, even though it's been like it's in an uneven show,
Mhm.
one thing I think they got right were the characters.
Yeah, yeah, and I think once they found their footing and the fans became accepting of it, absolutely.
Yeah,
And I've been a fan from day one. This was never a this isn't my Trek thing. This isn't the Trek I grew up with, but that doesn't make it Trek. And we've had
yeah.
that conversation before.
This ain't your daddy's Star Trek.
No, this ain't my granddaddy's Star Trek. This is not. This is for a newer, cynical world, and yet it's still hopeful. It's still beautiful. It's still wonderful. Yeah. And we get now we're 31st century, 31st.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah,
And we'll be getting Academy next year. Yay!
I can't wait for Academy to see where that goes. What are we gonna do with it? It's gonna be great.
Holly Hunter is. Oh wait, it's
well, the whole cast. I can't wait for that whole cast.
Yeah, it's a great cast. It's a great cast.
Yeah, final thoughts on this
relevant.
episode. Final thoughts on this episode, and I suppose this series in its whole.
Well, I was just gonna say, now that I met Robert Picardo, I'm so excited he's coming back as the Doctor.
Mm-hmm. Not to be confused with the Doctor.
Yes. Overall thoughts. I think for the most part, this series has been quite good.
Mm-hmm.
It gave us, of course, Anson Mount as Captain Pike, which, of course, led to Strange New Worlds, thank goodness.
Mm-hmm.
It gave us Saru, one of the greatest new Star Trek characters. It gave us a whole new kind of ballpark to play in. With now that they're going to be expanding on that in Academy.
Mm-hmm.
I think this series overall is been wonderful, and we may have our criticisms, but ultimately I think it does what Star Trek has famously done for, oh gosh, next year it's 60 years.
Boldly going where no one has gone before.
And it's all about not just the final frontier of space, but the final frontier of existence,
right,
of the human mind,
mm-hmm.
and also of love and friendship.
Right.
And then this episode as a whole, I think does a pretty good job wrapping up this season. And feels emotionally satisfying on a character level. Well, maybe being lacking in the story level, but overall, I'd say they did their job pretty much.
And I would agree. I would agree. I was sad it left. I was happy. Happy to have experienced it, sad it left.
Mm-hmm.
And I have friends who are not Discovery fans. They gave up on Discovery before it even really began, and I'm sad about that. It's same kind of friends that did the same thing to Picard. Like, and I get it.
Picard, it's like, hey, people watch the third season.
Even the second season, there's potential in the second season. All that being said, I love this series. I love this episode. It's a good finale. It isn't the best finale in Star Trek history, but that's a pretty high standard to live up to.
Mm-hmm.
But I recommend it nonetheless.
Speaking of exploring the possibilities of existence.
Yes. So next week, we are taking a look at the seminal science fiction classic, 2001: A Space Odyssey, which I started watching. And man, why does it have such a long opening intro? I was sitting there like, man, is this going to start anytime soon? Oh boy.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. We'll get there. But yeah, so next week, we will be having 2001: A Space Odyssey, and then the week after that, we will be going into back to Enterprise. To Enterprise. All right. So the randomizer for Enterprise this week takes us to season. Oh wait, hold on. There we go. It's going to. It froze up on me. There it goes. Now it let go. Okay, got it. Season 2 of Star Trek Enterprise.
All right.
And the episode number is 23. Oh. Regeneration. It's the Borg episode. It's the Borg episode. I love this. You want to talk about a Star Trek and horror? This one does it. So we'll be taking a look at the Borg episode of Star Trek Enterprise in 2 weeks.
And we learned that Jeff Cochran may have been quite a storyteller.
Might have been. Or little self-fulfilling paradoxes. You know, the temporal investigations hates those. Oh, Brennan, where can the people?
You hate those too.
We do, yes. Where can the people find you, Brennan?
You can find me on Blue Sky, run at Blue Sky social. And Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube at Page Turners They Were Not.
And of course, you can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Ingle1984. But as always, we end every episode. Blah, live long and prosper.
Peace and long life.